Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into this show today. Now today is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. So on the docket for today, we're checking in with Capital One. There's, clarifying some terms and conditions probably related to the venture card. We have a new property line with IHG. We have a new Delta Sky Club in Boston we'll take a look at as the lounge wars continue. And our last stop on the docket will be American Express. All the headlines are saying they're ruining the card, but they are making some changes, but I don't think it's actually ruining it, so of course we will talk about it. So all that and more, so of course if it sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now we will lead off here with Capital One. Capital One is in the news because they have changed some of the terms and conditions, one specifically for their personal lineup that has to do with intro bonuses and how often you can receive them. So I'll put the new wording on screen for you here so we can get right into it. So the new language here. Existing or previous card members are not eligible for this product if they have received a new card member bonus for this product in the past 48 months. 48 months is 4 years. Now, the original language used to read existing or previous cardholders may not be eligible. So there was, a level of ambiguity there where, the bank could basically fall back on whatever side of the bed they woke up on that day, or, how many quotas they were looking to fill, products they were willing to sell. So this one simply tightens it up. Now, again, the headline could be, hey, they've ruined everything, but I really don't think this is that big of a deal given how hard Capital One cards are to get by the time you make it to the cards that they're focusing on. They might as well call this the Venture and the Venture X rule. The Venture card, can get high intro offers as well, 80,000 miles, something like that. But if you look at it, 4 years, the Venture X has probably been on the market for 2, maybe 2.5 years now. So you implement this rule now, it's going to stop some people who may have already been trying to get back in line for the Venture or Venture X, either one of those. You really don't see people burning through Quicksilvers and Saver 1 cards. So yes, you put it on there, but really, it's not really worth it churning and burning through a card with a $200 offer. We do it for Freedom cards and we do it for custom cash cards because it makes sense to have multiples of those cards. It doesn't help you to have multiple Quicksilvers or multiple Savers. So, you apply it to all of them, but it's really a Venture rule. We haven't seen this on the business cards, which I could see this applying actually more to the business cards because they usually have much higher welcome offers. So just the personal cards, again, Capital One, is always struggled with, who's their target demographic. And so much so that, even if you have really good credit, but if you have a lot of cards, it's hard to get approved for the Venture X, when you get to the late game, so to speak. So because of that, I think it sucks because, yes, it's more restrictive, but at least they defined it. But because of how you play Capital One, I really don't think it's that big of a deal because I don't see that many people churning and burning through Capital One cards. But if you have in the past, let us know down below how this rule potentially changes your strategy. But of course, it's probably better to just be outraged, at least for the thumbnail, if nothing else. But with that, we move on to IHG. Now, IHG has a cult following, if you will. The IHG faithful are always strong when we have a story like this. Well, now IHG is adding a new property line. They're calling it Garner. They're just going to start opening up properties later this year. But overall, if we put this on screen, we don't get a ton of pictures, but they do have kind of like a sizzle reel demo we'll take a look at. So, here's your media quote. Garner will give owners, and guess what they've been missing in the mid-scale space. We've designed this brand to deliver on what's expected. A great night's sleep in a clean, comfortable space with breakfast worth getting up for. But how we deliver it will be different, from the warm and welcoming team to the lobby, decor and styles, refreshing, approachable, which appeals to all types of guests. I don't know a single hotel chain that would say anything other than that, but hey, they're calling out, get comfortable for your stay, good stuff to keep you going, complimentary, flavor-infused water. We've got the press release on Profitable Content you can read through. There's only so much of these press releases I can take. Honestly, I do find them funny, but either way, I do like that the mid-tier property lines are getting more of a focus. We've seen them get more of a focus, and more of the extended stay ones as well, which really, you can just say it's for people who, like me, who don't want to spend a ton of money, like an Ask Sebby Video Hotel, but also don't want to risk death at a Mel's Econo Lodge overnight. So you pick these, which is like, hey, good enough. It was a decent sleep. I didn't get murdered. Maybe they have a vat of eggs you could eat in the morning, which is great. So overall, they're opening later this year. This is why they don't let me write the press releases, by the way. But if you pass one on your travels, definitely let us know if it lived up to the media hype. And with that, continuing on with new things, we also have a new Delta Sky Club opening in Boston Logan International Airport. Now, over in that airport, I've been a few times, and I always seem to just end up waiting on the tarmac. It's such a very small runway, I guess, or that just could be my luck. But anyhow, that airport's been revamping their international terminal. Now, you don't have to be, traveling international per se to get into this lounge. The same rules still applies from what I can tell, but that's where it's at. So we put it on screen. We do have a few press pictures we grabbed from OMAT. Or 1 mile at a time. But again, you're looking at about a tick under 21,000 square feet. Seats about 400 folks. Hours are 1:30 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. daily. I thought it was a little bit interesting. It could be because of the international travel and the location of it, potentially why it opens so late. Not really sure, but again, that is Terminal E, which is for international travel, but I believe you can still get over there. Now, features: full bar plus a top shelf premium bar. If you're into that sort of thing, that probably costs money. 5 showers, 2 family rooms, 6 soundproof work booths, and then some normal food options. If you've been to a Sky Club, you know the deal. So overall, again, not too bad. It's nice to see them expanding lounges. And back to the story last week of the rumor, again, just a rumor that Amex and Delta will be limiting Sky Club access on their flagship cards. Well, again, I still think Sky Club, for these reasons, is much more valuable than Centurion lounges. So again, they do seem to be opening more of them. There's multiples in a lot of airports, and this one does look pretty nice. So again, same offer. If you pass this on your travels, definitely let us know what it's like. Again, if 1:30 p.m. seems like a weird open time, I'm going to guess it has something to do with the international piece of it. So there is that. Now, the headline of the week, what all the videos were about: is American Express ruining its flagship Platinum card? Well, I'll tell you the tweaks that they're making, and then you can be the judge of it. So American Express kind of quietly release some changes. By quietly, I mean they slip a press release to like TPG, and that's how it kind of gets disseminated through the community, or so it seems anyways. But here are the changes. So there are a few of them to take a look at. Again, this is concerning the flagship Platinum card. So first, we have authorized users. Additional Platinum cards will now cost $195 each, so per card. Original price was $175, but that $175 got you 3 authorized user cards, and then after those 3, it would be $175 per card. So now you have the $195 each. Additionally, they're calling them companion cards. Okay, I guess. And they're showing up in the app as white, I believe, which look kind of cool. But all right, whatever. Companion cards, that's fine. So changes are live now for new card holders and new authorized users, or companion users, I guess you'd call it. Either way, existing card holders will receive a letter 45 days before new prices go into effect for their accounts. That's not them being nice. They're simply required to tell you in writing 45 days before prices change on your account. Now, next up, digital entertainment credit. Digital entertainment credit is changing. The Wall Street Journal is being added as an option, and Audible is being removed on October 2nd. That's no good. Now, if you're looking at a new Platinum card, again, remember that change. It's been noted that the intro offers have been changing as well. It's about move from $6,000 to $8,000 in spend, and to get 80,000 points, which is down from the historic high offers we've seen where 100, 125, 150 became the norm. So they are giving you 6 months to hit it, which is very nice, but the intro offers are definitely reduced. And the last piece that has folks up in arms is the new term and condition. And I'll read it to you now. You may not be eligible to receive a welcome offer if you have or have had this card, the Platinum card from American Express exclusively for Charles Schwab, the Platinum card from American Express exclusively for Morgan Stanley, or previous versions of these cards. You also may not be eligible to receive a welcome offer based on various factors. Now, the various factors are, basically how you've operated before in the past. So those are your Platinum card changes. So quick thoughts. I mean, I would actually be most upset about the Audible one. When I did have the Platinum card, I used the digital entertainment credit for Audible. This is, I would guess, simply Audible not renewing their partnership with American Express, allocating their marketing budget elsewhere. Maybe they didn't see the returns. I don't really know, but that one's not really that big of a deal. It would bother me, but overall, so be it, I guess. The authorized user companion thing, I mean, this is most akin to Netflix and password sharing, right? Like, you look around, you need to generate some quick revenue, in my opinion. Well, it's much easier just to say, get your own card, right? Because for American Express, there's not really a loss here because you're probably not going to upset the core card holder enough to leave a core card holder that they want in their target demographic. To be specific, yes, many of you out there would say, well, I can just go to the Venture X card or something like that. Possibility, but for most people who they really want, you know, it's either you're not even going to notice the change and you'll be paying more for all your companion cards, or the companions will simply say, hey, I'm almost at $200. You know, at that point, there's only $500 more in value I need to make up for having the card, which is probably doable depending on how you feel about the coupons. I might as well get my own, in which case American Express wins that way. Or you get rid of them altogether, companion cards, and then you probably free up some more lounge space, which is really, I think, what they're trying to do. Lounge space and quick revenue play. So does this ruin the card? No, by no means does it ruin the card. Now, our rumored story last week that we already mentioned, you know, where they could potentially be looking at removing Sky Club access, yeah, that'd be taking a wiffle ball bat to the knee of the Platinum card for sure, but this, I don't think, ruins it. If you have many authorized users or a family, it's definitely annoying for sure. I can see, you know, folks being upset about it because it does keep seeming like they still continue to chip away at it. You know, the benefits that they sell the hardest, which is lounge access, last year getting rid of, you know, guests in the Centurion Lounge or making you spend $75,000 in you know, money on the card, and now they're even nerfing the authorized user piece. So we can clearly see what they're doing. So from that perspective, I can see that it is annoying. I don't think it ruins the card, though. I think it's just, you know, their strategy to just generate more revenue easily. But again, if you're a family person, I can see why this would be very annoying because you just can't win. Now, with that, the terms and conditions update, I mean, I could have sworn they did this the last time they refreshed and hiked the annual fee, and there was like a moment where this exact wording was in there, and then it got later confirmed that they are still separate products. I could have sworn it was the case. It was like 2 years ago, so I don't have a screenshot of it. But this, again, you know, I think this is probably, if I had to guess, I would say this is probably, you know, just another factor they're going to pull into pop-up jail. And, you know, if you had the Charles Schwab card, but you were putting tons of spend on it, they'll probably let you get a vanilla platinum card, would be my guess. But they were trying to more so safeguard themselves to say, hey, instead of if it's always considered separate products between these 3 platinum cards, now we're going to take a look at it and treat it as a factor. That's kind of how I read the rule, especially because on the Charles Schwab side, like, we know that card probably gets the worst treatment. You know, that's why he got nerfed for that redemption from, what was it, 1.25 down to 1.1, because Schwab was probably tired of paying people opening their Schwab accounts just to get the card, and then only you doing the redemption, they weren't getting much for it. So overall, I mean, final thought on this, you know, my feelings are known about American Express. If you've seen the show before, I don't personally care for them. This is kind of why I don't care for them, because these changes end up feeling petty and, you know, just nickel and diming people on already a card that costs $700, and you're just trying to lock it down so we can use it the way you want. But again, it's their card and their system, so, and we already know who they are, so I guess I've personally moved past the outrage standpoint for the most part. There's still some things they could do. The Sky Club thing, if it happens, worth the outrage. But for the most part, I guess I've just moved past the anger state into the shoulder shrug state of like, well, it's American Express. You knew what you got into. You know who you're partnering with. This is the things that they do. You know, it's tough considering, you know, the lounge wars are heating up, and this does make the Venture X look a little bit nicer in my opinion, but again, it's American Express and this is what they're known for. So, you know, let me know down below what you think of this. Were you hoping for a stronger American Express rant other than just throwing up my hands and saying, well, this is what you get? I don't know. Love to get your thoughts on that, as well as what else have you seen going on in the world of credit and finance in the week that was. But anyways, guys, that's been it for the news. So, of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you find it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel, because we're posting content just like this every single week, and right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance, and of course every single day over on profitablecontent.com, the channel's blog, where we have the latest news stories just like this. We have bank promotions and we have credit card offers, so if you're looking for something different than the platinum card, well, we have the other major carriers over there as well. So go ahead, peruse your offers and see what your options are. You should always shop around. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon this week.